Hello friends! Today you'll see how actors of the movie The Outsiders have changed. You'll know the original names and age. I will show you how they looked then in 1983 and what's with them now in 2021. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Dallas Winston, Matt Dillon, was recently released from prison for good behavior after 3 months in imprisonment and is also a member of the Prairie gang. Dallas is ready to pull out from the ground the offenders of the guys from his company. He loves to smoke cigarettes and wears a pendant chain. Johnny Cade, like others in his company, lives in a poor neighborhood. Outraged that the Aces have begun to visit their territory more often. Although Johnny is still a schoolboy, he has the courage to put any of his buddies in place if necessary. He was played by Ralph Macchio. Soda Pop Curtis is a member of the Prairie gang. He knows how to fight well and also considers himself not too smart and only knows how to repair cars, so he dropped out of school. Soda Pop worries about Ponyboy and tries to protect and support him. He was played by LOWE. 2-Beat Matthews is a member of the Prairie gang. He proposed Ponyboy to become his personal bodyguard. He knows how to drive a car, is not afraid to fight, and carries a knife with him. He likes Marcia, but realizes that they are from different worlds. He was played by Emilio Estevez. Steve Randall can stand up for himself without a problem, but if he gets hurt, he sometimes expresses displeasure. He is also unhappy that one of their Prairie gang is walking alone. Can do some assaults in the car, but not always with a good fit. They're always played by Tom Cruise. Tim Shepard is one of the Prairies and lives in the northern part of the town. He knows how to drive well and fight well. Shepard also has a distinctive feature, a scar on his face. It was him that Dallas pierced tires watching a movie. They're always performed by Glenn Withrow. Cherry Wallace is in the same school as Ponyboy Dallas and is a cheerleader. She hates when she is here treated inappropriately, and she may well splash a drink in face. Cherry lives in a prosperous area, but assures that not everything is as good as it seems. Played by Diane Lane. Bob Sheldon is a friend of Randy Anderson and a guy of Cherry Wallace. He is from the southern part of the city and thinks that he is much better than the others. Bob loves to drink and make fun of the greasers. One of these scuffles led to his death. He was played by Leif Garrett. Randy Anderson belongs to the Aces and is Bob Sheldon's buddy. He drives a Mustang well, and he is sure that the girls are only doing what they want to increase their worth. He considers Ponyboy and Johnny to be a scum and wouldn't mind teaching them a lesson. Played by DARREN DALTON. Marcia is Cherry Wallen's girl mate. She always tries to enter to her friend's company and not letting her get bored. She's pretty cute, wears a short haircut, loves to laugh and is friendly. Marcia hails from a prosperous area of a provincial town. They're always performed by Michelle Mayring. Buck Merrill is familiar to Dallas Winston, not verbose and looks somewhat harsh, not very happy about the fact that they turn to him with requests, but he can still fulfill some. Likes to visit the bod establishment, where you can often see him. They're always performed by Tom Waits. Little girl, together with her little sister near the Dairy Queen establishment, asks for 10-15 cents. She's not afraid to approach unfamiliar personalities. She is persistent and, without greetings, immediately asks what interests her. They're always performed by SOFIA COPPOLA. Store clerk U.M. behaves in a collected manner and is well aware of what actions must be taken if the store is robbed, since this has happened repeatedly. He dresses discreetly, wears glasses, and also knows how to use firearms. The role of store clerk is played by actor William Smith. Nurse S.E. Hinton, working in the hospital where Dallas and Johnny were taken after the burning church collapsed on them. She wears a white dress, a blue blouse, and a cap to match the clothes. Humbly fulfills her duties, although she is outraged the way Dallas resists treatment. Paul, John Mayer, was a good friend of Daryl Curtis in the past and often played football with him. He refers to those who live in the southern part of the city, where wealthy people live. He is confident in himself, knows how to fight and drive a car, and is also not afraid of showdowns. Jerry works as a school teacher. Some of the children from his group ended up in an old burning church. He has a full build and wears glasses. Jerry has a bad habit of smoking, but at the same time, he doesn't approve of teenagers smoking as well. The role was played by Gellert Sertain. Greaser in concession stand is a greaser living in a poor working-class area. In a shop near the cinema, he ran into a soaker and demonstrated that he was not a coward. He knew how to stand up for himself and could easily come to their friend's aid. The role was performed by Tom Hillman. Nurse helped Winston and Kate after they were hospitalized after the fire. She copes well with her duties, quickly fulfills the instructions of doctors, behaves with restraint and tries to instill calmness as much as possible. The role of nurse is played by actress Linda Nystad. The sock in concession stand belongs to a class of wealthy youth who often oppose the greasers and consider them scum. He is dressed in a green and beige blazer and behaves calmly, but the presence of insolent greasers outrages him. The role of Sots is played by actor Hugh Walkinshaw. Sykes' college professor is Ponyboy Curtis' teacher who failed his exam miserably. Within the walls of school, he is always decently dressed and walks with a portfolio. Sykes is an understanding teacher and is ready to give the student a second chance. He was played by Ronald Colby. Ponyboy Curtis is one of the Brylands living in the poor area. His brother wants him to do something useful than going to the movies and books. He is calmer than Dallas and doesn't like to pester people, doesn't like to fight, and is not sure if he can cut someone, played by C. Thomas Howell. Daryl Curtis, Patrick Swayze, will not leave one of his guys in trouble, but he also believes that reading books and watching a movie is not such a worthwhile pursuit. For the sake of safety, Ponyboy advised carrying a knife. He doesn't like it when someone tells him how to deal with whom. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.